If you're wondering what background to choose when you first load up into Starfield, look no further, as I will be showing you in today's video every single background and which one you would be better off choosing. I'll be describing every single skill in more detail for you to understand, and there are timestamps down below to every single one if you just want to find out some information about any of the actual skills that you start off with. The first one on our list is Beast Hunter, and the first skill is called Fitness. You will have 10% more oxygen available. Next is Ballistics, which will allow ballistic weapons do 10% more damage, and Gastronomy, which allows you to craft specialty food and drinks and research additional recipes at a research lab. Next is Bouncer, which is the first skill that you get, is called Boxing. Unarmed attacks do 25% more damage, 25% less oxygen used when using a power attack. Then you have Security, which allows you to attempt to hack advanced locks, and 2 auto attempts can be banked. This one's actually very useful, and I do recommend you getting this perk as early as possible, even if you don't decide to go with Bouncer. Next we have Fitness again, which has you have 10% more oxygen available. This one's pretty useful as well. For Bounty Hunter, you actually unlock pretty useful skills, so this is one that you should 100% consider getting. The first one is called Piloting, which you can now utilize ship thrusters. This one really comes in handy. Next, it's Targeting Control System, which unlocks ship targeting functionality, another really useful one. And the last one is Boost Pack Training, which now will allow you to use your boost pack, and it is extremely useful and definitely one of the best skills inside of the game to unlock as fast as possible. Next is Chef, and we have Gastronomy as the first skill. This one, you can craft specialty food and drinks and research additional recipes at a research lab. After that, you have Dueling, which increases melee weapons, do 25% more damage, take 10% less damage while wielding a melee weapon. This is a pretty useful one to have. And the third one is actually one of the best skills to unlock as early as possible, because there is a chance you'll find extra credits when searching containers with scavenging. It's super easy and super good to have money as early as possible inside of this game. So consider getting at least this skill later if you don't want to go with the chef background. Combat Medic has the first skill being Pistol Certification, which does 10% more damage to pistols. Medicine, which does med packs, trauma packs, and emergency kits restore 10% additional health 10% faster, a really useful one to have. And Wellness, which increases your maximum health by 10%. This background is really good, and I would consider getting it if you're trying to do a run where you're not going to be considering changing your difficulties, because this game can be sometimes really challenging, and it starts you off with really good skills that you can upgrade and even improve your health, medicine, and pistol damage even more. After that, we have Cyber Runner, which I like to call just the stealthy one, which is the one that I chose, and I wouldn't really recommend it if you are really planning to not be 100% stealthy. The first skill is Stealth. As a stealth meter, you are 25% more difficult to detect when sneaking. Suppressed weapons do an additional 5% sneak damage. Then we have Security, which again, you can attempt to hack advanced locks, and 2 auto attempts can be banked. This is a really good one to get. And the last one is Theft, which unlock the ability to pickpocket targets. I personally haven't really used this one, but if you're interested in a stealthy option, then definitely consider getting this one. Next, we have Cyberneticist. First one is Medicine, med packs, trauma packs, and emergency kits restore 10% additional health 10% faster, a really good one to have. After that, we have Security. You can attempt to hack advanced locks, and 2 auto attempted can be banked, which is another really good one. And the third one is Laser, weapons do 10% more damage. These 3 are actually really good, and I would also consider getting this one first, because all of these will kind of come in handy unless you're not planning to use laser weapons as much, because I haven't personally been using them too much. It also does depend on your playstyle. Next, we have Diplomat. The first skill is Persuasion, 10% increased chance of success when persuading someone, which is a really good one to have. Immerse, buy 5% less and sell for 10% more. This is a huge one, and I would 100% consider getting this skill if you don't go for Diplomat. And the last one is Wellness, which increases health by 10%. All of this combined is actually really good, and I would consider getting it. Persuasion is a huge part of the game, and Commerce giving you more money, and lastly more health. It's really good. So this is another really good one that I would consider getting, as it gives you the base really good skills to start upgrading early on in the game. For Explorer, you have Lasers as the first one, which increases your laser weapons by 10% more damage. Astrodynamics, which is a huge one, increase grav jump range of jump drives by 15%. This one really comes in handy when you're trying to explore, because the game does make you go really far, and grav jump is the way you will be going from galaxy to galaxy. The next one is surveying, adds an optional zoom to the hand scanner, and scan distance is increased to 20 meters, which is another really good one to have, but I wouldn't be prioritizing this one. You do get really good ones, astrodynamics in here, so if you really do want one skill, then go for it, or choose another one, because I wouldn't really recommend explorer to be your first one to start off with. Next we have Gangster, which is the first thing you get. Shotgun certification. Shotguns do 10% more damage. Boxing, unarmed attacks do 25% more damage, 25% less oxygen used when using a power attack, which is okay. And the last one is theft, unlock the ability to pickpocket targets. I wouldn't really go crazy for this one apart from the shotgun certification, as that is a very nice one to have. The next one is Homesteader. The first skill you will get is geology. Get more common and uncommon inorganic resources from surface objects. The next one is surveying, adds an optional zoom to the hand scanner, and scan distance is increased to 20 meters. And the last one is weightlifting, increased total carrying capacity by 10 kilograms, which is a really good skill as well. Again, if you're considering to get any skills early and don't want to go for this particular background, then definitely consider getting weightlifting as early as possible, as this does come in super handy since you will be carrying a lot of things in the game. Homesteader is pretty good, but it's not one of the best ones. Industrialist, 10% increased chance of success when persuading someone is the first one. Then you have security. You can attempt to hack advanced locks and 2 auto attempts can be banked. And the last one is research methods. Resources required to craft items and complete research projects is increased by 10%. This one is okay and definitely not a big one that you should go for. The next one is long hauler. The first skill is weightlifting, increased total carrying capacity by 10 kilograms, which is a huge one, and I do recommend getting this skill as early as possible if you don't choose this one. Next is piloting. You can now utilize ship thrusters, which is a huge one. And the last one is ballistic weapon systems. Ballistic ship weapons have 10% increased damage and cost 10% less to use in targeting mode, which is a really good one to have unlocked. And overall, long hauler is actually one that I would consider getting if I were you, because it does start you off with pretty good skills. Next we have Pilgrim. The first skill you will get is scavenging. There's a chance you'll find extra credits when searching containers, which is a really good one to have. The next one is surveying, as an optional zoom to the hand scanner, and scan distance is increased to 20 meters, which is a really good one. And the last thing you will get is gastronomy. You can craft specialty food and drinks and research additional recipes at a research lab, which is an okay one. For professor, you have the first one as astrodynamics, increased grav jump range of jump drives by 15%. This is a really good one to have because it is something that you will need to do early on in the game, and that is traveling to different galaxies, and this will increase the distance that you will be able to go, so I would consider getting this one. Next one is geology. Get more common and uncommon inorganic resources from surface objects, which is an okay one. The next one is research methods. Resources required to craft items and complete research projects is reduced by 10%, which is an okay one. And overall, the professor one isn't anything crazy. For the next one, we have Ronin. The first skill you will get is dueling. Melee weapons do 25% more damage, take 10% less damage while wielding a melee weapon. The next one is stealth. Adds a stealth meter. You are 25% more difficult to detect when sneaking. Suppressed weapons do an additional 5% sneaking attack damage, which is an okay one. The next one is scavenging, which is a really good one overall as a skill. There's a chance you'll find extra credits when searching containers. This will come in super handy to have overall in the game. Extra credits is always welcome. The next one is Sculptor. The first skill you will get is medicine. Med packs, trauma packs, and emergency kits restore 10% additional health 10% faster, which is a really good one to have. Then after that, you have geology. Get more common and uncommon inorganic resources from surface objects. And the last one is persuasion. 10% increased chance of success when persuading someone, which is a really good one. Overall, I wouldn't recommend Sculptor. After that, we have soldier. The first skill that you will get is fitness. You have 10% more oxygen available. After that, you have ballistic weapons, do 10% more damage. And lastly, you have boost pack training. You can now utilize boost packs. Overall, soldier is a really great one if you have a playstyle of just running and gunning, which is really close to mine, and I regret not going for this one first. You get pretty amazing 3 skills at first, and I do recommend for you to go for this one if you do have a similar playstyle. Then after that, we have Space Scoundrel. The first one is pistol certification. Pistols do 10% more damage, which is a really good one to have. Piloting, you can now utilize ship thrusters, which is a really good one to have. And the last one is persuasion, 10% increased chance of success when persuading someone. This is a really good one to have because persuading is a huge part of the game, but overall, I don't know if I really recommend Space Scoundrel. For Xenobiologist, the first one is lasers. Lasers weapons do 10% more damage, which is an okay one. Then you have surveying, adds an optional zoom to the head scanner, and scan distance is increased to 20 meters. And the last one is fitness. You have 10% more oxygen available. Overall, Xenobiologist is an okay one. Doesn't give you any crazy amazing skills off the bat. And then for our last one, it's file not found. The first skill is wellness, which is a really good one to have, which increases your maximum health by 10%. Ballistics, which allows ballistic weapons do 10% more damage. And lastly, piloting, you can now utilize ship thrusters. If you watch this video fully, be sure to subscribe, be sure to drop a like on the video, and I hope I guided you through this video better towards which background to choose. Personally, my favorite one has to be soldier, but that's just because that's my type of playstyle, and overall you do get some pretty good skills in most of these, so I do recommend watching the video in full just to get a better understanding of which skills will come in handy. They do mostly repeat, so if you go from the beginning of the video, you will have a very good understanding of which ones to use. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to drop a like on the video, and have fun with Starfield.